this villain in my head. Just because I didn't do something I said I was gonna do, I'm a terrible person.
I understand like your discipline should like be higher than your feelings sometimes.
What we're actually asking of people is to override what their body is telling them.
The clearer your no is, the more enthusiastic your yeses are. If it's that bad, bro, like it's not worth it.
Yeah. There's nature's rhythm. There's our own personal rhythm. Then there's like a capitalist rhythm that's like constantly on go. It is okay to have a different rhythm based on the season of life.
What is bringing you joy right now?
I was hoping you'd have something for me.
You bring me joy.
You too bring me joy.
Oh, love that for us. Yeah, I mean, my answers are all really boring. Just like being back in my house, cleaning, resetting, all those things bring me joy. Unfortunately, I do like work, so that also brings me joy. So it's a really complicated relationship.
It really is.
It's pretty complicated.
I feel like you go to therapy just for work. I mean, a lot of people do go to therapy just to talk about work.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Well, that's a really different. That's a whole episode by itself. Yeah, I think if I was like a less like in tune person, I would have less issues with work. Does that make sense? Like I noticed too much. I'm just like, this could be different. This could be easier. You're making this complicated. If I didn't have those feelings.
Yeah, that's why you need to be a CEO.
Yeah, but I have no desire to be a CEO. That's the problem. I'm not.
But you have like the mentality and the vision and the skills.
Right,
all of them.
Right. But no interest. I know.
We could change
I gotta work on that maybe. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to be charging them. I know.
I feel like there's so many things I just said that none of them were.
It's okay.
verbal.
I got all of them. Every single one landed. Yeah, I agree.
Lord, yeah.
So I'm working towards it. So yeah. So joy is ever present. I don't have a specific thing I can think of, but I do. I'm glad to be back at my house. I feel like this past month I just haven't been home. Today I was like, wow, my living room. Like, wow. Yeah. The kitchen. Like
travel makes me so dysregulated.
Yeah. I gave into it this month. I was like, I knew it was gonna be out like more than once. So I was just like, it's just gonna have to be like just chaos. Yeah. So I think this is like the first day where like I'm home. I woke up in my own house and I didn't have like anything to do or go nowhere, So that's joy. Yeah. I'm a little basic.
No, I agree with you. I find just joy in the mundane. I feel like life is just most of life is mundane. So I hate the idea that like we have to search for something to happen. It's like, girl, I woke up, I had to brush my teeth yet again. I had to do my hair yet again. I had to take a shower yet again. I had to feed myself yet again. And that's right. That's actually most of life. And then, sometimes when you are people like us, then we try to find things that offer us joy.
Okay, well, let me find something external and outside of me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, let me go back home.
Right. So
it's a balance.
There's joy for me in having stability and like having my own home. Even though I don't always want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like knowing that I can always return there. And that is a place where I could walk around naked and like live my best life. And I don't have to talk to anyone for hours. And that's great.
For days. For me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm finding joy in the mundane and I'm realizing that there's nothing wrong if life feels mundane right now.
Yeah. It is my preferred experience. Yeah, I think I'm excited to kind of have a chunk of time where like I have no travel plans for a bit. It'll be busy, but I don't mind being busy. I'll complain about it all the time. Yeah. But it is my preferred way of existing. Yeah. Oh. I think it's been true for my entire life.
Yeah. That feels accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I started working at schools too early and it became part of my personality to be that busy. So I actually don't function well when I'm not that busy. Yeah. I don't think I want to be different, unfortunately. So
it's not something you're working on.
No, not even a little bit. I'm just changing how I'm busy and what I'm doing to be busy, but I'm not interested in being less busy. Idle hands, this whole like laying thing, it's not restful to me. I'm like, I can't do it.
You're like, that type of rest is not for me.
No, it really isn't. Like it actually I'm like, why? I'm just like, it's because I feel so stiff in it. I'm like, this is not fun. But I like active rest. That feels restful.
Yeah. I don't know. I like having I like being busy, and I also enjoy laying or like sleeping for a long period of time, laying in bed, all those things. Such great joys to me.
I can lay in bed, but I'm definitely like this.
Yeah, no. None of that is happening. Yeah. Honestly, I've been thinking about it. I've worked remotely my entire career at this point.
Yeah, you have.
For the most part, yeah. I was like, oh, I don't know actually how to exist any other way.
Like in-person work?
Yeah. Like I've done it and I'm into hybrid and all of that, but I just love the flexibility. I'm like, oh, let me go take a shower at noon.
Yeah. I've been enjoying that. But I think like I prefer to work when I work. And like I work better at night. I just do.
Right.
So whenever I would have to go in, and the working at a school worked for me because I couldn't actually do work in the day.
Right.
So I was like, I'm just wasting my time here, and then I'll go home and I'll do the work that I need to do.
I'm wasting my time here.
Yeah, I'm just running around like wrangling people into classrooms and being like, just stay in the room, you know. Whereas like now, like we'll have a meeting and I'm like, whatever work you're giving me to do right now is not gonna happen until the end of the workday.
Right.
So.
Know that.
Yeah, know that, but also like I think I don't even know. I'm used to that. So like for me, like I consider my days, and like I'll lock in, I'll do what I have to do. But it's not gonna happen at 9 a.m.
Yeah, you know, I find that I could only have one great lock in a week. Really,
one?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know.
What does that mean? How long is that one great lock in?
Probably like 2 hours.
That's crazy. What?
And I swear I have so much work. I just all it requires is one day.
Yeah, no, I agree. It doesn't take a long time. Actually, no. For me, I think we have different work.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my work is like creating a lot of content, and that involves like my entire brain. So there's no way I'm doing that at 9 a.m. I'll do it like over a couple days, 4 or 5 hour chunks. But one great lock-in is crazy. I think I could do like one great lock-in a day.
No, I'm like a 9 to 11 a.m. girl. And
what happens after 11 a.m.? Just life?
I'll go to a meeting. I'll talk to somebody. I'll do something random. But it's not focused.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
yeah. When you're like locked
when I'm really focused, I only need 2 hours to be really focused a week to like do the things that I need to do. And then after that, I'm like dilly-dally. Like I'm doing stuff, but it just takes me a little longer. And I think that if everyone really just focused for a certain amount of hours, they'd probably be able to do their whole job.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
No,
I don't know if it's true. Everybody's brain is different, but...
Yeah, but if you are actually doing your work, the entirety of it, it might not take you as long as you...
Yeah, like 8 hours? Really? I gotta sit for 8 hours? And sometimes it does require that. Like, there are some days that, you know, are just like really
strenuous. Like a busy season.
Yeah. But I don't like being busy. It actually, like, makes me feel really overwhelmed.
I think it depends on what is making me busy. My overwhelmedness, like what it's requiring. Like I'm cool with busy. That's like I have a lot of different things, projects that are like moving around that involve like creating new things for each one. That kind of busy feels manageable. If the busy is like I gotta be a lot of places, talk to a lot of people, be like on, that's much harder for me.
Yeah,
I have a much harder time being like I need to be in person and chatting and what like that. Then I can handle like 2 of that, and then I'm like, all right.
Oh, that's so. Yeah, I'm pretty opposite in that way.
Yeah, no. But if it's just like I'm just working on my own and like create like writing, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'll find a way.
Yeah.
But when you combine like those things plus being in person, being busy, it's like between the two. It's like when am I going to eat? When am I going to clean I love cleaning my house. I need time to clean my house.
Yeah.
In a way that I want it clean, you know?
Yeah. I just don't think that we're supposed to be busy all the time.
No. But I think when I say busy, I don't always mean like work, right? Like I consider like meal prep being busy.
Yeah.
I consider like my routines and managing my doing my like whatever things I have to do for like, within my life also things to do that keep me busy. I don't always mean like capitalism. Right. Like doing my hair is busy. Braiding my hair, you know, all these things like things that take up time that like are repetitive tasks all feel like things that take up my time. I like my time feeling full. Not always with just like work for a job, but like work for myself, work for my home, work for my friends, work for
because it is all work.
Yeah,
it really is.
All of it is work. So when I say
day.
I like staying busy, it is like in a way that feels like full and balanced, right? I'm doing like stuff for here. I'm making a collage for us, or like I'm thinking about what I want to eat. I'm like going to the store. I'm buying them. I'm talking to my friend. Like all these things are like, you know, active. And then some of those things require me being like alone and quiet. It's cleaning, right? So I still get the other like parts of what it's like to not be busy, but I get them in a way that feels like good to me.
Yeah.
But like sitting still for a long period of time is not a way I like to spend my time.
Yeah. I guess I would never consider those things being busy, which I think is the distinction for us.
I think anything besides like sitting still is busy to me.
Oh, that's crazy.
It depends on what it is. I don't think busy is a bad thing. Like my time is like for me it just means like that time is not free. Like it's something is gonna occupy that time. Like I'm doing something with that time.
Right. So all of your free time has something that
Therefore,
you're doing.
I'm always busy.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Interesting.
Because if I only consider my work as what I'm busy doing, then I'm never gonna do anything else. So like I take my hair, doing my hair time and meal prep time, like they're chunked in my schedule the same way like a meeting is.
Right.
So for me, I'm like my day is full, right? Like I'm booked.
Right.
It might not all mean that I'm like doing work all day, but it does mean that like there's stuff going on all day.
That's so interesting. Because to me, I'm like, that's me time. That's not busy time. I am still busy, but I don't classify it that way.
You're busy for me, and maybe it's I'm a Capricorn. Maybe because I'm a Capricorn all the way through my chart. Anything that's not me, like just like
sitting
in my head, like
you're busy right now.
Yeah, this is on my calendar. Yep. Like
this is rightfully busy.
Right,
yes,
right. But like it's busy, but this does not feel like work to me.
Right.
Like I'm talking to you. We're recording, whatever. I don't know. Like so, the only time where I'm not busy is if I'm like sitting.
If you're sleeping, are you busy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't consider sleep because I wouldn't schedule it. I guess in my head, what goes on my calendar is what I consider maybe to be busy.
Like, do I schedule my sleep? I like. Is that not a bedtime?
I don't have a bedtime.
Oh, I have a bedtime.
Yeah, I should have a bedtime. I don't have a bedtime.
Shoulds are hard.
Would be supportive of my health and well-being if I had one.
Oh yeah.
But like I think part of it also is like I'm flexible, right? So let's say I had plans to do like work, but then somebody's like, oh, like let's get dinner, and like so that's still me opting in to like do this instead of this, but it's still everything besides sitting still is busy to me. It helps me make sure that I prioritize also like things I want to do, and this is the same level of like urgency as like a meeting or whatever.
Right, because I feel like our free time has been hijacked. So now that someone says that they're free, it's like you automatically have to fill that time up with something instead of just, I don't know, like allowing yourself to have some free time and deciding what you want to do with that time, which is what you're saying you're doing.
Yeah. So I just consider that like a protected time as well.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people should do that way.
So if I'm genuinely free and not doing anything, which means I'm down to fill it, then that's my free time. But in my head, I'm like most of my time is blocked, right? And I might not end up doing anything with it.
Right.
I might just like stay and watch a show or something. But like in my head, I'm like, this is time that like I can't do anything else but like be alone or like whatever it may be. It gives me a little bit of structure to make sure I'm giving myself
That's so interesting.
Time.
It like helps me consider how people manage their time. Because to me, I'm like, oh, my whole day is free, for example. And you're like,
that'll stress me out.
Right, but I know that there are things that I'm doing and I know what times I'm doing them. And I'm free. And by free, I mean that
like you're not working.
I am not beholden to someone else's schedule.
That makes sense.
That I can choose how I want to spend the day. Yeah, there are things that I need to do, but I am deciding what those things are, and no one externally is requesting anything from me. Like I don't have to be anywhere. No one's waiting for me to give them anything. Like I am clear off of external responsibilities, only the responsibilities that I now put on myself. Like even yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm making my to-do list. And obviously we talked about this in the past where I'm like really trying to get out of the habit of saying like, I have to do X, Y, and Z.
Or get to.
Yeah. And I was like, my to-do list is all shits and giggles. My to-do list is like make a collage. And I was like, I don't have to do any of this. I can just decide to like hang out with my friend for 4 hours and it'd be fine. And so I started to just rethink that. I was like, all the things that I am doing, I am choosing to do.
Even work.
Yeah. I don't have to do any of this. And like, that's such a constant reminder. I don't know if this happens to you. This feels like TMI, but I'm still going to share it. Like sometimes I'd be at home and I'd be like,
what I was doing right now?
Somebody needs something? I'm so serious. I'm like, oh, I owe this person X, Y, and Z. And then I'm like, oh, actually, no one's looking for me right now. And so I find that I have like created my own anxiety about what people are requesting from me. And that happens a lot because I don't start work until like 9:30, 10 usually. So I'm pretty, and if I wake up early, like I have an entire day basically from like 6 to 9. And I'm like just doing stuff, whatever that I need to do. And then I kind of pause and I'm like, oh shit, like, am I supposed to be doing something else right now? And it just feels like such an anxiety.
Yeah, no, I think I've felt that way. Sometimes I still feel that way. But like part of what I think what this shift has offered me is like the same way like we talk about responsibility, like even if let's say my day is like I have dinner plans and like I have this to do, whatever it may be, like all of those I think are cancelable. Everything. And I unfortunately I don't know, feel that way about my job, right? All the things that are happening, I'm like, I know what I have to do, I know what needs to happen, but like occasionally I'm like, doing this right now is not going to be the most fruitful for what needs to happen next, whatever it may be. So everything on the calendar, whether it's mine or someone else's, friendship or work, is like movable. That's how I see it in my head, which maybe isn't the right way to see it, but it helps me like lower the urgency, and at least in my head. Because I can reduce it to be like, okay, like we're having this meeting is happening from this time to this time, and like the things that need to happen for this meeting are X, Y, Z, or even if it's like dinner, it's like I need to like give myself time to shower. There's so many things, because then like depending on the plan, like your whole day is gone and prep for whatever it is. So everything is movable. As I've been saying to myself recently to be like, it's okay, like I made plans and like I had great intentions in doing them, and sometimes I just like I don't have the bandwidth for it, so, and
I think that that's something that we often don't realize the severity of, and you and I have spoken about it a lot. It's like sometimes I just don't have the energy, like I just don't got it today, but tomorrow when the fire comes back in my body, I'm gonna use her, and those are my 2 hours a week. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So it's like you have to work with your own energy sometimes, and like, no, maybe some days just don't feel like this is the thing you want to be doing. Like
even if I want to do them, I just like, no, I don't have the like bandwidth. Like I've been trying to practice that more within my like job spaces, where I'm just like, I understand it's an unending list of whatever. We're never going to be done, right? Like that's completely fine. And like I actually don't like I like what I'm doing for my job. Like it's not a problem to me, like, what I'm doing, but it's like I think I'm trying to practice like being like, hey, like I understand that like all these things are urgent and whatever it may be, and like actually like I'm gonna opt out of this one, right? But like I'm still, the work of it will still get done. But, like I don't need to sit through this like conversation to do the thing that like I would ask, right? Like it's not always so I think trying to get better at like applying this same rule that I have around like how my time is spent, right, in that space as well, just because like there is so much to do constantly, like keeping yourself alive is really hard. Yes, just in general. Like I'm like, yes, did I have food today? Did I drink water? Like just that alone is exhausting. So trying to manage like everyone else's feelings and your feelings and like energy and changing and the weather, and like unfortunately the sun not being out impacts my entire day. Now I have no energy to do anything. Immediately sad. I had a plan all in the morning. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do this, and I get up and I'm like, oh, it's raining. Yeah. Well, I'm doing nothing that I said I was gonna do. Yeah. Whatever I had agreed to yesterday, that wasn't me. I don't know her.
And honestly, like, is that living in accordance with nature?
You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. Right. Like when the rain's outside, it's supposed to be laying,
Yeah, like can nature kind of decide for us? Because I do feel like it is a very capitalistic mindset to decide that you, like whatever you're going to do, you're always going to follow it regardless of what's happening externally around you. I just think that is so untrue. It's hard. And I see that so often in like social media too, especially like when it comes to the fitness space. Yeah, but like, just be disciplined. I'm like, right,
but isn't that, but that's what I'm saying. But I think that's part of what's tricky for me is like, I think in some way that is discipline, right? Like I think I'm disciplined about work. There's nothing else in my life that I'm more disciplined about than my job. Not a single thing. Yeah. Which I don't know if it's whatever, it's a good thing, bad thing. We can add our opinions to it in a second, but like, I think if I'm only disciplined about it because I have to be, like, because if I don't have income, my life is not, I can't do the things I need to do, right? So I think that like that has been discipline I've developed by like, because of survival maybe. right? Like, and I would be a lot more like, if I, for example, if I wasn't working like for an organization or whatever, I was working for myself, I think my discipline would be consistent. It would just look really different.
Right.
Like I'm a pretty disciplined person about things I have to do, but I don't follow timelines.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't meal prep every Sunday. I meal prep when the day makes sense, like in the week. So like every week it's different, right? But it's still, the meal prep is still a meal prep. I'm still doing, I'm still making sure I have food for like a week from whatever day I'm making it. I just like, for me, it's okay that I don't do it on the same day.
Yeah.
But I think like externally that looks like I'm like not consistent, but so like it's depending on where you talk about discipline. Like I think it looks, are you disciplined because you do it at the same time? Are you disciplined because you do it every day? Is discipline like circling back always? Like it's hard to figure out like which of these things is and isn't discipline to me. I have a tricky time identifying it because people call discipline like consistency, and I'm like, to what end?
But that is consistent. If you just say like, I'm going to do this every week, it doesn't matter what time, or what day. That still feels
it's not always every
consistent
week though, because like for example, for all of this past month, I didn't meal prep, right?
Right, but that's because of external circumstances.
But that's always like it's always moving. So I think like I think to your point, like there's something about like discipline should be like a lot more fluid.
Yes.
Than like rigid.
Yes.
But I think that goes against the definition of discipline. I don't know.
I've been really struggling with this, honestly, for a while now, simply because...
Like, I think you're disciplined.
I'm disciplined about certain... I think I'm... Like, I have routines. I don't necessarily think that that's always discipline. And what I find to be difficult is that I've been going through this with, like, strength training recently, where I'm like, I do not want to go to the gym. Like, I just have no desire to go to a physical gym. And like, it's raining, it's like spring. And so I keep opting out. And I notice that I feel worse when I opt out. However, the other day, probably like 2 days ago, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start thinking about this differently. And I am just going to choose to move my body. And however,
like maybe not at the gym.
In whichever form I choose to move my body, I moved my body. And like that, I still met my goal.
Which was to move your body.
Right. Instead of feeling bad of like, oh, I didn't go to the gym, because the goal was to go to the gym instead of the goal being to move my body.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? Like I'm going to go on a little 30-minute walk and I'm lit and I'm going to keep going with my day. And part of the reason why I haven't been going is just like, I don't know, my body just is not interested in that right now. And I've been trying to figure out the line between listening to your body and being disciplined.
Right.
Because I feel like every time people talk about discipline, they're overriding their body. And that's not my ministry.
Doing it anyway, like basically, like no matter how you feel, like.
Yeah, and I'm like,
stay.
How I feel actually matters most to me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. I'm not going to push myself to do something I don't want to do just because someone online is telling me I'm not disciplined.
You're like,
I'm not interested in that.
I agree with you. That's a much kinder way to hold it.
Yeah.
But I think I like, that's why I always say I feel like I'm disciplined about work, because I think it matches the definition of it, like almost to a T, right? Like
but I think you're right that discipline should be fluid.
Yeah. Like for me, like I'm always gonna clean my, like it might not be what I should, whatever. Like at some point, once I get sick of myself enough, I'm gonna clean my house.
Right.
There's no way I'm not. Like it's, I know I'm gonna feel good for it, but I only will do it when I'm ready to.
Right.
Not when like I should or whatever. Right. Like, I'm not good at like the.
Or every Sunday at this specific time. Every last week. Yeah.
Like I've tried those and that doesn't work for me. Like it has to be like I have the energy. My body's not tired. Like I'm willing to. I'm in the right mindset. It's warm enough. Whatever. Like there's so many things that like need to be the case for me to feel like I'm ready, and like
yes,
and lucky for me that timing seems to come at a similar time, right? Like so yay for that, I guess. But yeah, it's tricky to think about discipline in any other way than like you do it no matter how you feel. And I'm
like it's too rigid.
Yeah, and I'm like I don't want, but like I understand like your discipline should like be higher than your feelings sometimes. Like I understand like moving your body is gonna help you feel better when you're not feeling good. That makes sense, right?
Right.
But making it so much that like you have to work out at the gym and lift whatever,
right?
Versus like you went to the gym, like you stepped in. I don't know, like you wore your workout clothes today. Like
but again, like
there's so many ways to get there.
I feel like sometimes when we talk about discipline, what we're actually asking of people is to override what their body is telling them. We're already doing that actually all of the time.
Right.
So why would I do that again to myself?
Yeah.
constantly.
It's hard because you want to feel good about yourself. I don't know. It's yeah, I always struggle because like, you know, like whenever, like, for example, if you're like feeling really sad, or you're like, you know, like the longer you sit, the more like lethargic, or the more like
Of course
fatigued you feel. So it's like you should get up and take a shower. All those things are true, right? It's like, but it has to come with the right crossroad of like, you have the right, you're able to do it. Like there's like some sort of like a part of you is able to like get up and do it, instead of like feeling like you should punish yourself for not having, maybe today you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that is like where, you know, where you are.
Yeah.
So
I just feel like so many of us are continuously learning what our own rhythm is.
yeah.
And there's nature's rhythm, there's our own personal rhythm, then there's like a capitalist rhythm that's like constantly on go. There's no stopping at any point. And that's just not the ways that our body like function, or the way that nature functions.
Yeah.
Like sometimes that bitch wants to drop snow into the ground, and sometimes she wants it to rain. It's like, okay, girl, you want something different all the time.
So then you can't you. Like, well, yeah, I agree.
So there's some wisdom for me there around like, how can I continuously like how can I continuously adapt and listen to what my body needs, so that I can do the things that I want to do.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, I'm into discipline being fluid.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna take that because it's really, you know, because I look around my house and I'm like, I'm not following my own rules, and I think I only feel that way because of what I think discipline is supposed to look like. And I'm like, damn, I'm no robot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want to.
That's how I feel about timelines right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we said we were gonna do that, but like, I'm not really interested in doing that today. So I think I'm gonna wait until I want to. And like, that may not be what we agreed to.
Right. Or at least wait until like I have more space to like play with it or something. Like, it's,
yeah.
You know,
but I have found recently, probably in the last 2 weeks, that I am less rigid about deadlines and timelines than I was like a few months ago. Because I would be like really upset. I'm like, we said we were going to do this day, and you're not doing it, or I'm not doing it. Why am I not doing it? And then now I'm just like, you know what? It'll get done. Because the reality is there's so much noise happening around us that we don't even realize we're taking in.
Yep.
That is actually impacting our mood, impacting our ability to do anything. Like, there is so much noise that you sometimes just kind of have to like block the noise to then focus on X, Y, and Z. And you and I don't even have kids. So I couldn't imagine. That's like a different universe of existence.
Yeah. I can't even keep track of myself. I'm like, did I eat yesterday? I'm doing math all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So it's nice to always have time to like reconsider how to move, and to give yourself the time to like play with it. Because I especially like, I think being this past month was just a super like busy month in all accounts, like from moving around to like work thing, whatever. It's all. But I think like, it's nice to know that like things can be that chaotic and then also just all of a sudden end, right? Like, because right now I'm like, it's cool. Like, now I'm busy, but it's like, I'm not moving and busy, right? There's one thing has like kind of lessened. So I think part of what's helpful about having this like fluid kind of idea of discipline is that like, you can break the rule when it's useful. Right. Like, you just it's okay. And then you can come back to it or not, whatever. Like, all those things are possible all the time. So it's just a good reminder that like, we talked about values and peaks last time, right? Like, the pathway to a peak, I think, is resetting, recalibrating, remembering. You know, there's all these things
reconnecting.
Yeah, all those things bring you back to like a higher point. Whereas I feel like in values, whether it's like a bad thing or just a really chaotic thing, right? You kind of have to just like experience. You have to just be in the experience of it, because there's no way I'm like trying to follow all. Let's say I had rules about food, which I thank God I don't for myself, because that would be stressful. Trying to maintain them in traveling it's just too much. It's more work than I'm interested in for myself. People do it and they really enjoy it, and that's great. Yeah. I don't travel enough to have discipline around like food and travel. I don't know. Yeah. But if you travel more, fine. But for me, like this past month, I was like, I'm gonna just do the best I can to make sure I'm like eating. Yeah. Right. If I was trying to like only eat certain things while I'm traveling, and it would have been too much. Would have been more steps for me to have to consider than like the chaos of what I was already doing traveling, right? So, and all the airport things, so many things that I'm just like, just survive the experience. Literally, like, get through it, bro. Like, get back home. Just get back home. Just get back home, right? And now you're back. And then when you're back home, you can kind of be like, all right, like I had a month. Like, your body will recover. You'll give yourself all this time. Like, you can same with like my hair routine. Like I've been really good about braiding my hair, and like I knew I was traveling, so I was like, it's just not gonna happen the way that I want it, and that just has to be fine.
Right.
Because otherwise
because the circumstance requires that. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, and if I didn't, then like trying to maintain all the things that are happening when you're moving around, plus the routines you try to keep for yourself, like it's gonna break you. Like,
and it's another way that we're just so hard on ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I'm not bringing all these hair products with me, and I'm just not doing it. Like I chose not to. I didn't want to. It didn't need to happen. My hair is gonna be fine. Whatever. Right. So it's all these little choices you make to be like, where can I offer myself the most ease when I'm not in a space that is fully mine, or like that is fully within my like routine space. Right. So it's been helpful to kind of think about it that way, where like I can be consistent in ways that feel sustainable when I'm not in a space that is mine. When I come back to my space, I can reset. Right. Like there's room for all these things to like shift.
Yeah.
And that's its own routine. So,
and what discipline looks like when you have all of your basic needs met,
right,
is very different than when you do not.
Right.
And so if you're in your own home and you have your own schedule and your own spaciousness, I'm gonna go do X, Y, and Z.
And maybe I'll do it every week.
Yeah. And I'll do it the same day every week, and that'll be great. But sometimes like life is just not like that.
Yeah.
Even in the mundane, there's still something that is not the same every day. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
And life has to shift.
Yeah.
And you have to shift with it. And I feel like because of social media, it's made me feel even worse about myself when when I'm not disciplined.
Right.
And I'm like, I gotta take y'all out of my like headspace because who's this villain in my head? Telling me that just because I didn't do something I said I was going to do, I'm a terrible person. Yeah. It's like, no, maybe tomorrow I'll try again.
Yeah, but also I think that the way the social media, at least what I see is organized, it's like, I have no idea when you recorded all these videos of your Get Ready With Me. It's like, you're telling me
did it a month and a half ago, bitch.
Maybe you batch recorded it. You know, I don't know. So like, so I forget that part when I watch it. I'm like, damn, like every morning you're up and you're, what? I'm like, that's not hot. I'm not doing that. Like, it's not happening. So, there's all these ways that we like practice. I mean, we did it. We tried to figure out like, how do we we wanted to maintain our structure here, and we still did, right, in a way that felt sustainable to the thing that was happening in our life. So I think it's a part of growing up, right, to think about like what needs to happen, what is helpful to happen, what can like, what can you drop, what ball can you drop today, and and like continue to live your life, and
who will be impacted when you drop a ball.
Right. And like, to your point, we don't have kids. I think if we had kids, this would be a very different conversation. There's things you just have to do every day, whether you want to or not, because you have to keep them alive.
Right. That is beyond
so
you.
Like,
that is,
so
again, that's survival for you and somebody else.
Respect. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, for me and you, like, I'm good, right? Like, I can, like, sustain myself.
And again, I know that I can keep my routines if I'm like,
if nothing else is changing,
if I'm like in an emotionally healthy place, or if I didn't argue with somebody this week, I had to tell somebody off. Like if I'm even keel and I'm like in my own energy, cool.
That happens for like 4 days at a time every like 2 months, like actually, right? So it's nice to be able to know like the core truths always. I know for me, my reset always starts with cleaning. I think I say it at least once an episode. Yeah. Because like it's a thing that is constantly the case. No matter how long it's been, that will always be the first step towards like, okay, like then I figure out like groceries or whatever. Then like I can kind of get back to my it's like the entryway to my routines is cleaning, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. The question for me is like, how can we be tender with ourselves?
That question.
In the pursuit of discipline, because it's a pursuit.
Yeah.
No one's perfect, so there's no way that I'm going to believe that you do the same thing every single day at every single time and you never like waver. And that's untrue. That's not even our human like nature.
Yeah, like as a woman, can't do that.
Like my hormones shift every day. Yeah. Like I gotta work with them. I gotta work. So really, with myself.
Like I can do the same thing every 4 weeks.
Yeah, but the question that I've been asking myself is like, oh, so what is my life structured around? Because if that question actually determines everything else, it determines what's negotiable and what's not negotiable.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's true. I think. Well, I guess I wonder how you'd answer that. I think for me right now, it is like centered around developing stability and whatever needs to happen for that to be like maintained. So that kind of for me means like centering income or work, right? Like for now,
right? And
only for that to hopefully be different once stability is achieved.
Yeah.
More stability.
Well, I completely agree. I feel like I always want to say that mine is like structured around health in some shape or form. Yeah, I think that's the one that feels most consistent for me. Yeah, but it's also, I don't know. I find the question to be hard. That's why I'm asking it. Because I also wonder, like, if I'm saying that my life is structured around health, then what does my day look like? And health is not just physical.
Yeah.
Right? It's like emotional, it's relational, like health in every form. And so it's like, okay, so if I'm saying that my life is structured around this, then what am I doing to support that? Or what am I not doing that I may need to shift?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah. I feel like right now, like my life is also structured around like slowing down. Because I had such a heavy last month also, I felt so agitated and dysregulated after I travel, because traveling already is so dysregulating. There's so much that you have to consider. Like there's so many things that you need to do. You're not eating properly. You might not be sleeping well. All these, your anxiety may be higher because you're traveling, all these things. And so I find that I was like really, really dysregulated, and I was like, oh, okay, like I need to come back to center. I'm like, what is center? I was like, oh, okay, I need to slow down a little bit. Oh, okay, let me offer myself that. What does my day look like? Oh, okay, my entire day isn't filled up. Okay, great. What can I do to support myself?
Right.
Yeah, because I feel like we all have a thing that our life is structured around, but we don't always name it.
Yeah, I don't know if I wanted it to be stability. I think that's just true.
Yeah.
So I think that's
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have a choice.
Yeah.
So I think if I think more like micro in terms of like this month or last month, like I think my overall life is organized around stability right now, or developing it, or having it, or sustaining it. But I think in smaller ways, it's built around like longevity. And if I think about like what I'm spending my time thinking about, talking about, doing, it's centered around like what offers me longevity, what creates, like, you know, like, so even though something as small as like the kinds of things that I'm buying,
Of
like
course.
where I'm putting my energy, what I'm putting in my body, all those things are like the smaller micro thing is around what feels like it can exist in a good way for a long time. So relationally, you know, so that means like addressing conflict. There's so many pieces that come into it. So stability would be the big one, but I think the small one is definitely around. That's why I think I don't mind the chaos of breaking routines right now, because I'm like,
it's towards something.
Yeah, it's on purpose, right? It's for a bigger picture, like stepping out of like even like the conference that I went to, right? Like I didn't need to go, right? But if I'm thinking about stability and thinking about longevity, like that is an important experience that I like, you know, needed to have for those reasons. Like, right. But if I was centering like routines and then I could have just not gone, right? So,
but that's why it's helpful to have some sort of understanding, because then you know why you're making the decisions that you're making.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I was talking about recently, I forget what context, but we're talking about how like when you make decisions, or there's like things in your life that you're doing that means that you have to compromise a value to like maintain another value, and thinking about like you can't always uphold all your values all the time at the same time, right? Sometimes it's like right, you got to kind of make some decisions, which kind of feels similar to this, of like thinking about like what are you centering in terms of like values, and in terms of like what is a non-negotiable in terms of how you're living your life right now versus like what can pivot. And I think for me right now, I'm like giving up discipline. I'm trying to give up discipline because I think sometimes for me it's gotten in the way of like what is helpful. Right? Like sometimes I'm like, I need to do this because I said I would do this many times, versus like if I change the question and be like, what do I feel like I need right now that is not like keeping a promise to myself, like what else would I spend my time doing instead? And maybe it's not discipline, but like it gives me a break, or something else happens instead of like keeping a promise. So I've been thinking about that a lot recently too. I have no answers, but
yeah. No, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because especially at the beginning of the year, I felt like I was so busy and I didn't understand why I had put everything on my plate. And I was like searching for an answer. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I agree to like host this, or why did I agree to do X, Y, and Z? Like, why am I still maintaining this commitment? Why am I so busy? And then as I started to peel back the layers, I still think I'm peeling back the layers of that. It's like, what is this going to get me to? What is on the other side of this experience? that I am working towards. And I don't know, sometimes I make decisions intuitively and like not always with that in mind, but sometimes it is helpful to be like, oh, I am doing this because X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Because in 2 years I'll have I'll have this thing that I really, really want. And so I'm going to sacrifice a little bit right now to be really busy so that I can get to this other thing. But I felt like, oh, I just have so many things on my plate and I don't know why I'm doing any of these things. I just like agreed to do them. And now I need to come back to center and kind of understand my own decision making. Because I'm not trying to be busy just to be busy.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Right. Because it's just like you're tired for no reason. Yeah, I feel like you and I had like a really like eyes wide open conversation before this like busy season. We both like, I think it was like a few months ago, but just like, okay, it's about to get really like chaotic. Like so much so that we knew it wasn't going to be easier until May. I don't know. Like I think we talked about it like early on that like, you know, this is going to be a chunk of time where we're both like really occupied. Yeah. But I think, it didn't happen like, it didn't happen by accident. Like I think we both were just like, okay, like all of our time is supposed to be gone. It's supposed to be gone, right? For this like really specific chunk of time, right? And it will also end in a really like at this point. Therefore, like on the other side of that, we'll have like much more open time. And you know, I think we're inside of it, and it's ending, which is kind of nice. Yeah. And it, you know, it's been hard. It's been like I'm like, damn, left and right. Things are always due, and people always need to talk to me, whatever it may be. And I know that it's about to end, right? So even though I feel like I walked into this busy season with my eyes wide open, it's still, you know, it was a challenge that I expected, but it's still, you know, a challenge nonetheless. And I definitely compromised a lot of values around just like having more time to do things that I want, all those things that I want to do. And like, not that I'm doing things I don't want to do, but I don't know, I'd rather make a collage than like teach a class, right? So, but it's like, I don't dislike one or the other, I guess. So I was being mindful that, you know, I can't, maybe you compromise the value around like having more unstructured time for a chunk of time, right? But to do it like intentionally and knowingly, and knowing that there is like, you did it for like a period of time. You're not just like agreeing blindly for the rest of your life to be this busy. Right. Which is like, I think kind of nice. So I think I'm curious to see how we feel in our like next conversation on the other side of those things kind of wrapping up, and what it feels like to get back all this time. Yeah. That you know, we haven't necessarily had.
Because I remember when I first went to college and I had all this unstructured time and I had no idea what to do with myself. I was like, oh, I have class at 6 p.m. so I have all day? Oh, wow. Like, what am I going to do all day? And I would just do stuff to kind of pass the time, right? And then I was like, oh, I could use this time for X, Y, and Z. And I feel like that might have been when I really learned time management, to be honest. College, yeah, in college. Because one, you're like managing so many different homework, process, like clubs. I know that it's really hard to have unstructured time because then the wave of like everything that has come hits you. Like I saw something recently. I haven't read the article, so I'm not going to say that I did. But the headline was, I worked for like Fenty and these other big brands, and then I returned to my 9 to 5, and it was like mundane. And it was like someone who was like had all these big projects, and then all of a sudden everything kind of slowed down. Like that by itself is really hard for a lot of people, and hard for myself too. Because then I'm like, I'm so used to doing all these things. Now when they end, like, what am I going to do? Right. I got all this time. I don't want to be laying around. I want to feel like I'm doing meaningful things that I'm enjoying. So it's always a balance. Yeah. But I feel like right now we're in a sprint season.
Yep.
We're sprinting.
Definitely a sprint.
And on the other side of a sprint season, hopefully is like a little bit more rest.
More room. And more time for creativity, you know. Yeah. I think one of the biggest
losses... to lay in the sun.
Yeah. One of the biggest losses of like being really busy in a way that you don't choose, like always choose, I think is that for me is like a loss of creativity. I don't have time to like...
Yes, of course.
Dilly-dally. I'm just like, I can't. And if I have any time, I'm just looking at the ceiling.
Right.
I'm trying to give myself a break. But what you were saying made me think about how whenever school year ends, I feel like the next 3 weeks, like no teacher is outside. They're just all like, every single one. Yeah. Because the entire year happens. So you like can't even begin to start whatever's coming next.
And you're like literally debriefing.
There's nothing
physically.
There's nothing else. Like I feel like whenever school, like for the last 2 weeks of June, I just like could not like stay awake for more than like 10 minutes. Like couldn't do it. Oh my god.
Yeah, because you were running on E
for like 180 days. Yeah. So I think to the article or the headline at least, like there's this thing about like you get so comfortable building your time, like building up like 20 hours of your day as a normal way to spend time. So when you're able to go back to having more time, right, like you're so dysregulated that like I think when I first wasn't working at a school, like I refilled my time in the same exact way, right? I was like I am used to being awake at 6 a.m. and doing it blah, 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 all the way until 10 p.m. Like that's the only way I know how to exist. So it took like almost like a slow detox to learn how to like close the gap, or like to lower the like threshold of like working time and to be like, oh, I'm gonna like make dinner and like sit at a table. I don't know. It took a lot of like a lot of like small baby steps to get out of like being comfortable being that busy. I don't think people realize your body takes like a long time to adjust to either side, right? It can do it. Like whatever your body needs to do, it will do, right? And you can't just like cold turkey stop being busy either, right? That's also kind of a shock to your system in a different way.
But I find that when we're busy, we're also just running on cortisol. So we're just allowing our stress hormones to lead the way,
right?
Really, and sometimes that's just like the reality of what needs to happen in a particular time. But I find that the difficulty is if that is just the standard.
Yeah. But I think what I'll add is like I think there's a very sustainable way to be that busy. Like for me, I think there's a very sustainable way to be that busy. Like I think about my life right now, like I feel pretty busy, but I don't feel emptied by it or like depleted by it, right? Like I think for me, like, and maybe this because I'm just comfortable with it, or I've gotten practice. Like I know what takes my energy in different ways.
I think that's the best question you have to ask yourself. Yeah. Like, what is energizing to you?
Yeah.
Because if you're busy doing all the things that are energizing to you, then it's fine.
And what I'm saying, even if there are things that aren't energizing, like I think like learning how to use your time well, right? Like for example, like if I know that like I'm having a lot of meetings today, I'm not gonna also try to do all of my like personal like typing work in the same time. Like it's not a good use of my day, right? Like it's better to dedicate the time to the thing that is less energizing because it'll take up more energy, and to give yourself a different day. Like so trying to balance your week out so that you're not running on E, because otherwise like then you're right, you're only running cortisol, then like you're almost like you're shortening the time of how busy you can be, because you're not only are you exhausted, you're like running on fumes. And you're not getting any sleep, so it's like you're gonna die. Right? So there has to be a more sustainable way to be really busy. And I think for me that starts with like you have to understand that it's not urgent. Like if that is not like clear in your body, then you're right. Then like all you're running on is like stress. But like if you're able to be like, I know that I'm going to be like, there's all these things that are expected of me in this window of time. I'm going to make sure that I'm really firm about how I'm going to make this possible, and to figure out what of this is not going to happen, and to make it very clear from the start that that's the case. Right? So for me, the first thing goes away is like catching up with people for me. Right? I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. I can't do it. It's not sustainable to me right now. Cool. Right? So like once I'm able to kind of figure out like what I can't do to give myself as much bandwidth for this like really intense period of time, then it feels much more possible to like do it. But it has to be like what's coming, and the period of time it can't just be like how you live your life,
because I wish that I had a better word for this, but the only word that I have seen people use is like time blindness, where they're just not cognizant of
like how much time it takes
to do something, or they're not cognizant of like what's coming.
That's a crazy way to live your life.
I really just don't get it.
Because in my head I'm like, let's say if that's the case, then like let's say this exhausting thing is happening, and the thing that you're not aware of is like more exhausting. Right. What are you gonna do?
Just stay exhausted.
Well, at some point you're gonna pass out. Like I don't know, your body only has so much it could like sustain for you with nothing fueling it. Again.
So I will say that time management is not a skill that we learn.
No.
It's something we just kind of like adopt and see how other people manage their time, and then figure out what works best for us, basically.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think they manage their time well.
Do they?
They think they do.
I don't know those people.
Who think they manage their time well?
Yeah, I know most people who do. They don't manage their time well.
Those people, but that awareness means you understand how long things take. I'm saying people are like, it'll take me 5 minutes. I'm like, it's not gonna take you 5 minutes, right? Like, like their idea of how long a task takes, like, is just, I don't know where it comes from. It's mismatched to like the task itself, and I'm just like, why would you set yourself up for
failure? Yeah,
like to start. So for me, like, I'm giving myself half an hour on the other side of everything that I'm doing. Anyway, Whether or not it takes me the time that I think it takes me or not, like there's I've blocked out time on the front and back end just in case. And if it doesn't, then I have time. Cool. So like I've watched some people who stack their day like this, like back to back. Yeah. And I'm just like, if any of these things goes over, what are you doing? Like, because then you become the urgent person. It's like, I have to go. I have a meeting right now. Right. I'm like, so for me, I'm like, if I'm making any meetings, there's at least, if I can do it, an hour in between. And if I can't do it, then I need to shorten this meeting. And if I can't do that, it's back to back, then nothing else needs to happen that day. Like there's so many different ways you can navigate, like, whatever is within your control. And if you can't control it, it's a back-to-back day, then it's a back-to-back day. So then it's like, well, what can you give yourself on, I don't know, can you make sure you have a good breakfast? Can you make sure you're not in your house? Like, can you make sure you're co-working? Like, what are the things you can do to kind of accommodate, like what are the conditions that you can, like, that you do have control? It's just, it can't just be like, I'm just busy forever and I have no control and I'm just gonna lay and give in to this, like, to capitalism. No. So even like when we co-work, I'm like, that is fueling in a different way. Like, we're busy, but like, I can kiki with you, and that's helpful, like in some capacity. So, like, I think to your point, like, people are taught time management like logistically, but not experientially. Does that make sense? All right, yeah, that makes sense to me. Because like, a meeting is an hour, so you can block an hour out. But it's like, if you are a person who's going to be exhausted at the end of that hour, right? That is something that you need to be aware of. That a meeting for you maybe is 2 hours, right? Like and like recouping and like looking at the sun and watching a show instead, whatever's gonna take for you to like come back to having some energy. Yeah. Again, to me, it's like learning your rhythm. Yeah. Like learning what actually works for you and choosing to curate your day based off your rhythm. Which is really, really hard, right? Because for a lot of us, it's like we don't get to decide our own rhythm. Yeah. But when you do get that choice, then I have found in my experience that it's like, oh, now I need to book myself from 9 to 5 because I'm free all day, so I must be doing something the whole time. Versus what you're saying, it's like, if I have a meeting where I know that I'm going to feel depleted afterwards, like maybe I schedule lunch out next after that. Right. Or maybe I just step outside and like, I don't know, smell some fresh air and then go back inside before I have to go into my next thing. Like, I know for me, there's no way that I can do deep focus work in the afternoon. Right. You're never getting that. Me is the mornings. It's from like 9 to 12 or whatever the time is that I'm like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get this thing done. I can't expect that from myself in the afternoon because I just know I don't have energy. And I have tried to work against it. It's not your nature, yeah. Yeah, and it's not my nature. Yeah. So it's okay. So yeah. Yeah. The more you know, the better. And if you can't control a lot of it, like, then you have to find a way to feel yourself within it. Like, it's just, or you gotta quit. I don't know if it's really, if it's that bad, bro. Like, it's not worth it. Yeah. Or like that's when boundaries come in, right? Yeah. Like, oh, like, okay, what are you saying no to? This is the day where I don't take any meetings. Yeah, exactly. Like, I definitely have days where like I block my calendar so it looks like I'm in meetings all day, but I'm like, I just need to work. Right. Like, so if you don't know how to say no, then you gotta just make sure you're not available. Right. Like, don't be available. Yeah. Which is tricky too. But yeah, I think this is all only learned through like experience. I don't think you could ever like preemptively learn these skills and like approach the world with like this context. Like, I think everything that you and I are both saying, like, I've learned just by trial and error. Yeah, of course. I've learned from being like exhausted and being like, what is happening? Why am I so exhausted from just talking all day? I'm like, oh, talking all day is exhausting to me. Got it. Right. And I'm like, okay, so that means that those days I'm just going to my house and doing no more talking. Right. That's what I'm doing when if I can't control anything else. I love that. I feel like this conversation is really, it's coming at a good time for me because we're in this sprint season. Yeah. And also starting to see the world that way. It's like, oh, I can have a sprint season and know that it'll end at some point. My entire life does not always have to be busy. Like, I need downtime. That is just a requirement for all of us, really, not just an individual thing. Yeah. But I find that we have a really hard time, and there's so much shame that comes when you have downtime. When you have downtime or unstructured time, it's like people have found a way to make downtime busy too. So. Yes. I'm like, whoa! You don't gotta tell me you're outside with a picnic. Just go have a picnic. Go do your thing. Just go do the thing that you want to do, and So anyway, those are time management. It's very important, It's an underexplored skill. Underexplored skill that we all need to learn. Yeah. To do right by ourselves, to do right by other people.
Because if you know how much time, to do right by your body, and to also like be in tune with nature's rhythm as well, not just your own,
not just capitalism.
Yeah, you know. Any takeaways that are coming up for you or anything?
I think one of them is like, the clearer your no is, the more enthusiastic your yeses are.
1000%.
You know, like. If you have good, that's why I don't mind being busy. Like I welcome it because I know that I can handle. Like I know that I can do it in a way that feels good to me. And the minute it doesn't, like I know what to do to like get myself back to a place that where it feels good, or to know that it's gonna feel bad for whatever time, right? Like, so I think that my no's are pretty clear for me, and that means that my yeses are intentional. Like I'm saying yes to things I know that I can do them. And not because I like feel like I can't say no, right? That feels like a takeaway. The other one I think is I'm like, I love and I'm so impressed by how much we know about ourselves. I love that for us, because I think I remember very clearly talking to you early in the year, both of us being like, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this and this until May, and I'm like, great. So we're like doing exactly as we like planned almost. Which I think speaks to how thoughtful we are in the way we move, because I think the other version of this would have been such a chaotic mess if we didn't plan it out the way that we have. To give ourselves like the time we need to do what's being asked of us, but also to keep still doing what we want. Right, this is what we want to do. And I think that like, we could have easily lost this, right? Like we had an option to lose this a month ago. I feel like, you know, and we really didn't want it to be lost. So we were like, okay, let's take away some of our free time because we know we're not gonna have any more time, right? So even that kind of like math game that we were playing, I think speaks to like how aware we are of our capacity. I love that,
and our ability to like have foresight. For you to be able to look ahead and say, oh, I know how much that requires of me. Let me backtrack. Well, who do I need to communicate to so they also understand that my capacity is going to be at a lower level, you know, around this time. I feel like my big takeaway for myself would be that it is okay to have a different rhythm based on the season of life, and to not be so hard on myself when I'm not doing something that I said I would do.
Right.
Because that's just not the rhythm I'm a part of right now. And honestly, I think that's the takeaway that I want to offer also to the audience too. That's like, learn to know what feels good and learn to pivot when and if necessary. Because pivoting will always need to happen. But how can you not only sacrifice yourself? It's more of a question.
I think that's a good takeaway. Like, you know, to answer the question, I think my offering maybe to the folks listening is we talk a lot about like relational deposits, like, you know, you want to build up your like positive experience with people around you, but I think that
you have to go all the way back. Relational deposit?
Remember we talked about like the more positive experiences you have with people, like the more you can handle conflict in a relationship.
Oh, that's the term for that?
Oh yes, it's called relational deposit.
I've never heard that. No, that's fine.
We've said it here on the podcast.
Oh, you have? You just said it so quickly. I was like, wait.
Yeah. So,
me? Okay. I was there?
Yeah. So I'll say quickly. Girl. So the idea is that like, if you and I are having a conflict, or it's like you hear something that I say and it offends you, whatever it may be, the idea is that like you might more quickly make an assumption that I meant it in a bad way if you don't have a good experience with me. So the more good experiences that you have stacked, the more quickly I can be like, hey, like, what's going on? Maybe I misread it. I might offer a question versus like, you were trying to be mean. Anyway, that's called relational deposits.
Thank you for breaking it down for me and the audience. I was there, supposedly.
But the idea, what I'm saying is like, I think my offering is that like, the pile of things that'll take away from you are high. Like you don't gotta work to make that pile high. You know, capitalism, people, you, eating, whatever. Everything is exhausting. And I think that if you don't know the things that refuel you, you'll have a much harder time trying to balance all the ways that you're busy, right? So like in the same way that you should build some ways of getting back to a good place with people, like what are the ways that you get back to a good place with yourself? And how do you make sure that those like are tucked into busy? Yes. In a way that feels like you can, like, you know, because life is long, okay? There's mad stuff to do. Like, every single part of a task that involves just taking care of yourself is a lot to me. I'm exhausted by everything. So my offering is, I think, to your point, like, know yourself well enough, or get to know yourself well enough to know, like, hey, like, I do have capacity for talking all day, or I don't, or these things exhaust me, or they don't exhaust me, or I can, or whatever those things are. And, like, I don't know, write them down, have an idea of them somewhere, because you don't want to be surprised by busy. You want to, like, be able to anticipate that it's coming, so you do the things. Like, the example I'll offer is, before I left for all of my traveling, I cleaned my house as well as I could. Right. So for the whole month, it didn't feel messy to me. Like, I was good with it. And, like, now that I'm back, I can, like, reset. But I gave myself this thing that I know would make the whole chaos that was coming in front of me slightly easier to, like, bear. So build your, like, well of ways to fuel yourself in the midst of busy.